Oke, halo, Icon Falls kembali lagi di EduCast hari ini dan kita kedatangan representatif dari Macquarie University with a great research here. So let's talk about that in our EduCast. So, right now I have Dr. Sarah Keith. I hope I pronounce your name correctly over there.
Yes,
Right.
perfect.
How should I call you, Dr. Sarah, Dr. Keith?
Please call me Sarah. It's really, we are very informal.
All right, okay. So my name is Ilyas Oziangara. I'm going to be your partner here to talk about Macquarie.
Great.
Okay, so I think you also need to introduce yourself to me and to the audiences over here.
Sure. Well, my name is Dr. Sarah Keith, and I am a senior lecturer in media and music at Macquarie University in the School of Communication, Society and Culture.
Okay.
I teach both media and music at undergraduate and also master's level.
Wow. Okay, so that's impressive because I have an interest in music as well. And when I was in a bachelor degree, I also researched about music. But I think that your research here is a bit different from me. It's a bit more advanced than mine. Okay, so I've got questions over here, Sarah. So the first thing is that the first question, you've done fascinating work around K-pop and global fandom. And why do you think K-pop has become such a global phenomenon, especially among young people?
Yeah, so I first started noticing K-pop becoming popular in Australia maybe 15 years ago,
Okay.
before Gangnam Style.
Yes, yeah.
And I was so fascinated with why this new kind of music suddenly started to become so popular in Australia. Many young people listening to it, not only Korean Australians, but all kinds of Australians.
Okay.
So that sparked my interest in K-pop. And since then, I've done a lot of research. I visited Korea multiple times. And my real interest is in how we can learn about Asian culture and Korean culture through music, and also how K-pop is a world leader in music technology.
I agree.
Because it's using so many new kinds of, metaverse and AI and all these different kinds of tools to make new kinds of content. So that's also fascinating to me.
Right. It's a pretty good things in my opinion. So the third question, the second, how can studying media and music at Macquarie University prepare students for a career in the entertainment industry?
Yeah.
So we just talk about music now. We're talking about the entertainment industry, and whether in Australia or globally, for sure.
Okay, well, I think Australia is well placed because we have a great diversity of students at Macquarie. Students come to Macquarie from all over the world, but also we are very close to Asia. So I think studying in Australia gives you a global perspective on the music and entertainment industries. I think at Macquarie specifically, we have a big focus on work readiness. So we make sure that our students, from the moment they graduate or even before they graduate, they know about how to work in the media or music industries. And we have our flagship internship units. So even before students graduate, in their final year of study, they will do an internship with an organization to do some kind of work project. So even before they graduate, they have the skills so they can go to their first real job and say, look, I've already done this kind of work. So we have a big focus on graduate success and employability.
Okay, for sure. So the next one is that you've taught in Korea and Australia, for sure. So this is amazing, I think. How do these two music cultures compare and what can students learn from both?
Oh, yes. So I think Korea and Australia are almost opposites in terms of their music culture. So in Korea, there is a lot of support and a lot of kind of strategic direction for their cultural contents industries.
Okay.
But in Australia, more or less, the music scene is more independent. There is some support, but musicians are left to kind of find their own way. So I think the benefit to the Korean system is that we have these kind of super groups like your Blackpink or your Enhypen that can grow so big globally. But in Australia, there is a lot more kind of experimentation. We see many more different kinds of artists. In fact, we have not so many pop artists, but many kind of rock or experimental artists that are really different and fascinating in their own way.
All right. Okay. So this is a little bit out of the question, but I was actually interested about your explanation about how Korea make a strategic plan
Yeah.
for their culture. Is it making their songs and their music become worldwide successfully? That's the main reason?
Well, yes. So the Korea has for a long time been really strategic in linking all its cultural content industries, but also the IT sector, so everything can grow together.
I see.
So, for the Korean music industry, there is a big focus on export.
Uh,
It is all about, producing for the world.
yes.
So it's all about, monitoring global trends. What is the hot new kind of music or drama that
Yep.
people want to see or listen to? So it's really a strategic approach to making culture.
Yes, and I think Indonesia needs to learn about this one to spread our culture outside and globally for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. Next, what kinds of jobs and roles can graduate pursue in the media or music industry today?
Yeah.
And especially as the industry keeps evolving digitally. So it is talking about technology as well, right?
Yeah. Well, I think often when people speak to me at open day or when they're just curious about what kind of things you can do with a media or music course, many people think that it's like only creative, but actually, this is a really cool business skill as well, particularly in the kind of communications area. So, if we are teaching media or music, we're teaching you to be essentially a creative producer
Okay.
and also someone who has the technical and kind of strategic skills to make content that connects with the public. And this is not only just for, for a hobby,
Yeah.
but is a very important aspect of all kinds of business. If you are creating a business, you need someone in your house, in your company, to take care of communications, internal and external communications.
Okay.
So this is one place that our graduates can fit in. But also in terms of working in the exciting and growing media industries, whether it's working for, a broadcaster, if you can be behind the camera, or you could be kind of, you know, a storyteller or making content. There are so many different ways that you can work in the creative industries that students can choose so many different paths to their careers.
And of
Mm.
course, you have to be creative for this one, right?
Yeah, that the
It's
core.
an exercise in my opinion, right? Okay. Next question. You've explored music production and digital media in your teaching. Okay, so how hands-on is the learning experience for students at Macquarie?
Macquarie's teaching is very hands-on. We are very lucky to have excellent facilities, including music production labs, screen production studios, music recording studios, editing suites, as well as all kinds of camera equipment that our students can use, as well as industry grade software. So we want our students to not only kind of understand the concepts and the theory behind media and music, but actually to graduate with a portfolio of work that they can be proud of. So they can, upload it to their personal website or show it to an employer as a kind of show reel of what they are capable of.
Yes. Okay. Nice. Next, you've supervised many research projects, and have any students' projects stood out to you as especially creative or impactful?
Mm. Well, I will share a student project, but it's not exactly a research project.
Okay.
So I think that one of the great things about studying is your opportunity to go out and explore the world as you study. So recently this year, I took a group of students from Macquarie University to do an internship here in Jakarta
Okay.
with a Indonesian company. So this was part of the exchange program that we have at Macquarie, and it was wonderful to see how they learned so much more about Indonesia, not just, like a visitor or a tourist, but learning about the culture, learning about people, learning about work. So I think this is one of the most interesting things you can do in in your studies, which is to go on exchange and discover a new place and culture.
Yes, okay.
Mm.
So, with social media and streaming platforms being so huge now, how important is it for students to understand digital media in today's entertainment careers? This is very interesting question.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think, of course, it's absolutely crucial for students to understand the digital media landscape. But the thing is, the digital media landscape is always changing, right? We have new kinds of platforms, new apps, new technologies evolving all the time. So what we have to do at Macquarie is we teach students to learn. We can't only teach them how to use the software, but to know, hey, you might have to learn new things when you go out into the work. So it's kind of teaching the adaptation mindset that things in media, especially, are never the same. Everything is always changing. So that's the kind of mindset that we try and instill in our students.
Okay, so So media landscape, that's the keyword I think.
Media landscape.
Media landscape. Okay, so you have to search upon that actually if you want to know about that for sure. So the next question is, Dr. Sarah, so if as a high school student is unsure whether they choose media, music, or something else, what advice would you give them about finding their path?
Okay, I would give them two pieces of advice. The first one is find your dream job.
Okay.
And then think about, okay, who is doing that? And then try and find more about how they got to where they are. So it might be someone who works maybe for a radio station or someone who is a content producer for a big company, and try and figure out, okay, how did they get where they are? You can stalk them on LinkedIn,
Yes, yes.
or you might even be able to reach out to them personally, but ask them, okay, what would you suggest? How should I get to where you are? The other thing I suggest is look at job ads.
Okay.
So this is like a life hack for students. If you want to know how to get there, go and look for what employers want.
Okay.
You might find, okay, so I should be studying communication and visual media if I want to get this kind of
Yeah.
dream job. And then you can go, okay, this is what I need to do.
Yeah.
Kind of like your pathway.
Okay, so this is interesting, guys, because I always listen Dr. Sarah to say about you cannot be static. Is that correct? So you have to be dynamic, okay, to find your own path and else, okay, because you are learning about media as well. So you have to be dynamic here. Okay, next question, Dr. Sarah. This is like 2 questions for you. So finally, what's the most interesting part of your job and what keeps you inspired to teach and research in the world of music and media?
Okay. I would say that the first thing is that changing media landscape.
Okay.
If I ask the same question from one year to the next, the answer is never the same because things are always changing in the media and music landscape. There are new kinds of sectors that are emerging, other kinds of sectors that are evolving. So it's kind of like you can keep asking the same question and always get a different answer.
Okay.
The other thing that keeps me passionate about my job is learning from students
All right.
because, I'm the lecturer. I have done my studies so many years ago, but students, they are kind of my information source when it comes to, okay, what are you doing? You are 20 years old. I want to know what apps you are using, how you are using them. And that starts a really valuable conversation with the students. I learn from them, and then hopefully they learn from me as well.
Yeah. Because being a teacher is also being a student as well.
Yeah,
I see.
exactly.
Okay. So this is the last question finally. Can you give tips for international students who want to study in Australia, especially at Macquarie University?
Okay, so my tip for students would be reach out, ask questions, and make friends. So the thing is, the university actually does so much to support international students. There are so many student societies. We have a great Indonesian student society, but we also have, hobby societies if you're interested in music or theater or photography. We also have so many academic support services. So if you want to know how to improve your writing or how to improve your mathematics, we have library drop-in sessions where you can do that. And finally, there's, of course, us, your teachers. If you have any questions, if you don't understand something, don't be afraid to raise your hand, ask questions. If you need help, we can help you.
Okay, nice. So I know that this is out of the questions. Okay, I just thought about this one when I sit here, but 3 points or at least 1 points of why students needs to choose Macquarie University.
Okay. I would say Macquarie University is outstanding in its teaching
Okay, that's first.
and in our education quality and the care that we put into designing a great educational experience for our students. We have very high student satisfaction rates.
Okay.
The second thing would be our graduate employment rates.
Mm-hmm.
So we, as I said, we are very focused on work integrated learning. So making sure our students, what they learn is aligned with what employers want.
Yes.
The third thing, most beautiful campus in Sydney.
That's the important point. That's okay. Because you want to study and you want to enjoy the food. The views.
And also the food.
The food. Oh, the food is nice.
Yeah, we have great campus.
So, of course, ICAN can also help you to study at Macquarie University. So, hit us and contact us at many times here. Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Sarah, for
Thank you so much.
and see you later.
Bye.